Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Back of the House podcast. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Easy.
Recording
from
our favorite place, right?
Welcome home.
Welcome home, right?
Yeah.
I felt right at home. They set up the couches for me. And, got my smoking jacket on.
and your pipe?
My slippers.
Yeah.
They had it all ready for me to go.
It's really weird.
Yeah, it's not the Whiskey River that I once knew.
Why aren't you wearing pants?
What is that mystery voice? What is
you know who she is.
Who's this mystery voice we have?
We got Faye up on here today.
Oh, Faye. And she brought a guest.
Hold on. No, it's not just any guest.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
It's coming out.
Smoke
Yep.
out of his ass.
They catch me like.
You really know how to set a moment.
Yeah.
I gotta humble him.
Hey.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hey,
Sound the trumpets, you know what I mean?
Hey. Let's go. Who do we have here, Faye? Who do we got
This
here?
is my dog, Jesse.
Let's go,
BMX.
Jesse, baby.
Oh.
One and only.
Did you say BMX?
BMX.
Oh, BMX.
Yeah. Jesse BMX Pinche Hernandez.
A lot, yeah.
Dang it. Why they call you BMX?
I never liked coaches or somebody telling me what to do, you know what I mean?
Right,
So I kind of just did my own thing. And it actually fucking worked out in my favor, man. I lived at the apartments right down the street over here.
Right.
And
Rio Concho Manor?
Rio Concho.
Yeah.
The old folk.
Yeah.
He's got that Benjamin button.
Yeah.
I heard the dinner's really good over there.
Hey, the lunch is fire. The lunch is fire.
Hey, my dude, it is
Hey,
fire.
it's cheap. Don't sweat.
Get my ticket punched. You know what I mean?
So
You got rewards?
you have to be home here pretty soon.
Yeah. Hey, I gotta go. No, but yeah, I rode a BMX as a growing up, man, and it kind of got me out of a lot of fucked up situations that I was kind of going with. I was in junior high. I went to Edison. That's where I fucked up first.
Yeah.
But
that's the first mistake, right?
Yeah.
That's the first mistake.
Yeah.
Oh, you're with brown people. You didn't like it.
So
that's what's wrong with you.
Yeah. But
Yeah. Triggered.
I just hated people telling me kind of what to do, like a coach. So yeah, buddies of mine let me borrow a bike. And it just kind of went from there, man. It was the deal, and I rode probably when I was 14 till every once in a while I'll go pedal around. But I would go to Austin a lot to go ride. I'd go to Austin to go ride and compete and stuff like that. And when I was junior in high school, my parents, I asked them if I could build a ramp in my backyard. And they're like, yeah, whatever, keep you out of trouble. We went to go steal a lot of wood out of Southland. They didn't know that part. Yeah. But it's like, like someone's
Where's
like,
that from?
Allegedly.
Yeah. So yeah. So I had the ramp was probably half this size. I mean, it was huge. It took up my parents' backyard. Like it was, it was huge, and it was 7 foot tall, man. And I really didn't know how to ride it.
Is the Chicano X Games?
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
It's kind of a big deal.
And it was 7 feet tall, and I could probably, after I learned how to ride it, I probably could go another 7 or 8 feet. I have fake teeth right. Yeah, there was nobody in my backyard. I woke up on my own. My mom was freaking out. The Mexican lady, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like
she's holding over you.
She didn't know what's going on. Yeah.
Drink a Sprite.
Bring an egg. Well, she just.
So you just woke up from a coma?
Pretty much. Yeah, and then like my bike was never it wasn't even close to me, and I didn't know your teeth were this fucking long. Like I knocked the root and everything. Like it's like, and I knocked my 2 front teeth out and one at the bottom, man. And I woke up. These guys were going to come over, and they showed up, and it was summer. I remember it was summer, and they're like, "Man, it's hot out here, right?" And I was like, they thought I was wiping my face for this, like with the towel for my sweat, and I fucking took the towel off, man. They're like, "Holy fuck!" They found my teeth on the ramp, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
Stuck in the ramp?
Yeah, no, like fucking vampire. No, but yeah, dude, that was nuts, man. But 2-3 weeks after that, and, like the worst part about it was, when I went to the ER, they had to stitch your gums.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, but before they stitch them, fuck, I'll never forget the needle, man. They have to numb them.
Oh.
So they're just like, my feet were in the air, like, you know, like, like Tori's, you know what I mean? Like,
After a Sunday night slow jams.
But yeah. So yeah, that was the same. But that's what like I wrote it for a long time, man. So.
That's your way of flirting.
Yeah. When I worked at Dead Horse for a long time, and there was a bouncer next door named Jesse.
Right.
It was me named Jesse, and then there was somebody else named Jesse. So they're like, well, is it Big Jesse or Jesse BMX, or is it like so that's how it stuck, dude. And then everybody just started, calling me that. So that was a deal. Yeah.
So what color was your bike?
What color?
Yeah.
I remember. So whenever I was getting out of this, bullshit phase, like I got caught doing a bunch of stuff that a lot of illegal stuff, and then my parents scrounged up enough money when I was like 14, 15, and we went to the bike shop and they got me a bike. They saw
a Huffy?
Yeah. Pretty much a dyno, bud.
A dyno. No mongoose.
I don't even know what those brands were.
Yeah, I know, right? Huffy.
I still don't even know what they were. I'm still poor.
So, but yeah, that the first one I got was like gold flaked. I was like, oh, dude, I don't even want to ride it. You know what I mean? Like,
whenever we were younger, my cousin, he's an artist and he can paint, and so we had little bikes. We're a couple years younger than he was, and so he was an artist, and we had 2 bikes. My other cousins, so it's 3 of us. The older one knew that we liked to watch Chips, the Highway Patrol, right?
Yeah.
California Highway Patrol. And so I was Ponch and whatever, John or whatever. And so he painted our bikes like a motorcycle. He even put a little badge on there. It says California Highway Patrol and everything. So that's my fondest memory. But I never jumped off of little ramps. However, I do have a friend here that said that he jumped off a ramp.
Yeah, I died.
He died.
I died once.
Yeah, he died.
You jumped or you fell?
A little bit of both. Because
did you make it to the ramp or not?
I made it. It's just that I did not expect the little bounce in the middle of the ramp, of a homemade ramp, it was like, it was pretty high.
There was no reinforcement in the middle.
And then so whenever I went, I just like caught it, dude. And I those moments where you're so high, you like bail? I bailed.
Yeah.
And I just landed straight on my knees, and I just tucked. The bike went in between my knees, and then I went over the bars.
OTB over the bars.
Yeah, it was gross. That was the most nastiest fall I've ever taken. And then after that, the lady, the next door neighbor, she saw me, and then she picks me up. She's like, mijito, and she's like trying to bandage me up, and instead of alcohol, she uses lime juice.
Oh my God! What is wrong with her?
Bring the tequila.
Holy shit.
But yeah, like she just went through the home remedies of Herbalife.
Yeah,
Herbalife.
Let's do this the wrong way.
It's got to burn before it feels better.
Yeah, oh God.
Talking about bikes, one of my fears or pet peeves of, everyone wants to race each other.
Yeah.
But I hate it whenever they get behind me, like I'm winning or whatever, and we touch.
Yeah.
That was like my pet peeve. So I never like to win because that's if I'm gonna be winning, I'm gonna have that guy behind me.
Yeah.
And he's gonna try to touch my or it's probably my friends that I hung out with. We're probably jackasses.
Yeah.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
But
that's
flip or throw a stick in between your thing. Man, that was crazy.
Yeah.
I got a story though. One time, me and my mom has a best friend, and her daughter, her name's Victoria as well. And we're both like some big girls, you know what I'm saying? We're some pretty hefty girls. And it's just a regular 14-speed bike. She's sitting on the top, like, riding it, and I stand on the pegs. We go off the curb, the tire immediately breaks. My brother, they were all out there laughing at us. They never let it die down. They're like, I guess there is a weight limit. And I was like,
you didn't take it back? You get warranty?
We were here at the Contra Village, all the kids in the
Fucking rims off, man.
I know. Hey, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
That's how it came.
Yeah. It came out the box that way.
Right, I see that. Dang, so
like the guy that's like taking it in, he's like, "How in the fuck did y'all manage to do this?"
He's like,
well, I was just standing on it.
It was like half.
This is industrial strength.
Get better steel.
This is carbon fiber.
He saw both of y'all. He's like, forget it. I'm not gonna ask any questions.
Right. Not even gonna do it.
Not even gonna argue with y'all.
He's like, "All right, get her a new bike."
They look like they could beat me up.
Well, so that's interesting that you got your nickname BMX from actual BMX biking and those extreme jumps and
I said it's certainly fitting.
And it I was going to like competitions in Austin, man, and it was they had 4 classes this one of the last ones I competed in, and this was like, man, I think it was like 1920 or something like that. But they had a beginner, intermediate, advanced, and then professional people that got paid for it. So I was right underneath the class that people like professional, and our class took for fucking ever because they only let like 5, 6, 7 people ride at one time because it was like an indoor like skate park, and so it was called jam format. So they only let certain people like ride for like 5 minutes and like do what you can do. This is it. Like, I mean, like, and there was 76 or 73 people in the deal. And then I didn't even expect to be called. And then they took the top 10. I was number 10. And then when it was all said and done, I ended up being in third place. And so the only two cats that beat me were they were locals, and the skate park was in between Georgetown and Liberty Hill. So we're kind of like in the middle of nowhere, but we would always go there. And yeah, that was kind of like a big thing, man. And then like there was some professionals there, and next thing you know, like I said, like I was in junior high school, and a buddy of mine called me on my parents' landline, and he's like, "Hey, have you been to Hastings yet?" And I'm like, "No." And like they had there was a big magazine or whatever. It was based out of the UK, and they put out an issue like every like month and a half, and he's like you're in the issue like for the contest or whatever. So I'm like, yeah. So yeah. So and I had like all like the guys I look up to, like I would cut the magazines out and like had them on my wall, and then I'm like, man, and I shouldn't have done it, but I cut myself out, and I wanted to put myself up there with with them. You know what I mean? So, and then like not the next issue, but the following issue, somebody took a picture of me like in my parents' backyard, and I'm telling you, like, if you're standing on the ramp, it's 7 feet tall, and I could fucking fly over your head. Like, it was like, I mean, it was just like, and it's just because it was in my backyard. I rode it every day. You know what I mean? So, and yeah, somebody took a picture of me, and they had submitted it, and it was a buddy of mine from Odessa, but somebody else took credit for it. So he was like kind of pissed off about it, and it was in the same issue. And like this, like I said, this was based out of the UK, and the first magazine that I saw is like, it was like almost people who read the magazine, and like has pictures like so-and-so out of London, so-and-so out of Australia, so-and-so, yeah, and then it's just like, and then like it was their pictures, and then I was in there, you know what I mean? It was kind of weird, but it's kind of cool. And like I reached out, a friend of mine, I asked her or whatever, we reached out to the guy, and he's like, man, now they do everything digital, you know what I mean? So he's like, yeah, he's like, shoot me some money. He's like, I'll go he's like, they're all in my dad's basement because there's so many like leftover issues. And so he found the issue I was in, one of them, and he shipped it to me, man. And it's cool. Like now I have it at home. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's probably the only thing I've done right in my life. You know what I mean? besides knock my fucking teeth out.
Right about that.
Yeah.
That's my peak.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. So what? I mean, okay. So again, we're being joined by Jesse. What's your last name, Jesse?
Hernandez.
So, Jesse, where are you from?
I'm from here.
You're from born and raised San Angelo, Texas.
I've never left, man. A lot of people hate this place.
Yeah.
And I think it's just got better and better. You know what I mean? Like it's like a lot of people fucking hate this place, and it's just like, they try to move away, but guess what? They move right back.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
So it's like, it sucks you back in.
Well, and that's kind of like the point of this podcast, that we always try to bring in San Angelo. Like kind of give it a name, kind of give it out there. You know what I mean? So. It's pretty interesting that you do say that, because a lot of things do happen here in this town, and there's a lot of people here that are fucking like awesome that we don't even know about.
Right.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I mean,
and they have stories just like you. I mean, that's an amazing story about you being a BMX.
Cool.
Yeah. You're almost professional. You were in professional magazines and doing things that I know I would have never done.
Yeah.
So.
And it's just like it's just like you're so close, but you're so far away, man. And it's just like, but the two. Like guys, like I said, that had beat me in the competition, man, they, after like a year or so after that, they were traveling the world, man. They were like, they got sponsored, and and so they were like like here and there across seas. They're like everywhere, you know what I mean? But the cool thing, like, and I've met them before several times, and like their mom had this drive. They're like, this is what I want them to do. This is what they love to do, and they're really, really, really good at it, man.
Right.
And just like it was.
Well, good thing we brought a bike. We have a bike here, and there's a big old rim.
Here we go.
Why did my stupid ass look?
I just looked at the ram. I knew there was no bike.
I was like, what? We got a bike?
Yeah. He's done a whole lot dumber stuff, so let's get it.
So have you been on a bike since, or
every once in a while, I'll go around and like they ended up finally building the skate park.
Yeah, they did, right?
Yeah, on Edmond or 29th Street, whatever the hell it is, but. It's fun just to like, but there's nothing like extreme like going on yet.
Right.
But it gives you that rush still. You know what I mean? It gives you that rush that I never like. Like I said, people watch football. They're like, oh yeah. You know what I mean? To me, I'm like, I see somebody fucking like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like, or somebody hauling ass. It just gives me that rush that would be equivalent to, somebody like scoring a touchdown or fucking one. You know what I mean? It gives me that. Not that I don't watch sports, you know what I mean? But yeah, after a while, it kind of like chills out. It's like, you know what?
Well, that's what you identify. That's how you've met the way you've made your adrenaline go higher is because of doing that. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's nothing compared to jumping off a ramp and maybe doing turning your handlebars, doing all that stuff like that. But like, who's one of the more famous bikers out there, like BMX bikers, extreme bikers, I guess you would call them?
Man, there's a lot.
There is.
But what's super cool is that I got to meet a lot of people like in Austin. Austin's like a mecca, man. Like everybody goes there, and there's a lot of there's a guy I met. His name is Aaron Ross, and he was from Corpus Christi, and we met at these like dirt jumps in. They're famous or whatever. It's on 9th Street in Austin, and he was there by himself, and we were kind of like bullshitting. And I mean, he was good, but he wasn't very well known. You know what I mean? Like, and then the next thing you know, like I see him all over the place, man, all over the place, and I'm like, I mean, I knew he was that good. The first thing he says, like, we're bullshitting, and he's like, yeah, man, I haven't been here. The last time I was here, I broke my back, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what are you like? Like it's like, all right, I'm
gonna get off this bike.
So I've met people from everywhere, man. Like there was this guy from Ohio, and it was he actually moved to Austin because he met this chick on MySpace. And so
join the club. Join the club.
Yeah. So he
bro, you're old. You bring the pasties and MySpace.
I really feel old right now.
But
I remember.
And I live at the manor. Don't forget. They're gonna close the gate on me.
I'm about to call him.
Right, you got to put you the code.
We know who you can get.
This is my community service hanging out with him.
You jerk.
But yeah, he ended up being really good, man, and he made a name for himself. And the first story I heard from the other guy was like, yeah, dude, we were at this pizza parlor earlier, like, because he was like, we were riding right around the Capitol in Austin. Yeah, it's a big deal, like it's a big thing, man. And like, but the cops started like cracking down like real bad, and it's like, you get a CTW, you're found there again, like they write you one, you're found there again, you're going straight to jail. You know what I mean? Like, so anyway, he's like, we were at a pizza joint earlier. This guy, like, I guess this drunk guy went in. I don't know if it was Tori or not, but this drunk guy went in. He's like, I had to hold this guy in a chokehold until the cops got there.
I remember that.
And I was like,
oh yeah, that was it.
So I was like, what the? But this guy ended up being super cool, man. And like, like I've met a lot of people, man, a lot of really, really, really cool people.
So what do you do now? I mean, I know.
I've been bartending for a long time, man. I worked at Dead Horse for roughly 12 years, and then all the stuff with like COVID happened. All, you know what I mean? There was a lot of stuff, and then but now I'm at Shenanigans, like where it's just that place is so fast paced, especially like during like football season.
Right.
It's insane, man. It's insane. But I mean, it's very well like managed, very well. Like everything runs smooth for the most part.
I mean, I don't want to make this a BMX bike hour or
I know,
whatever,
no,
but the thing is that what first got you into riding? I know you just said I wanted to get away from coaches or whatever. But is that the reason why?
No, I'll tell you straight up, man. So like I said, I was living at these fucking like the apartments down the street. Yeah, my mom caught me fucking like huffing paint, huffing gas. Like, how can you even tell there's a ring around your mouth? He's like,
I didn't do it. It's milk, Mom.
But it was cool because like my parents like literally scrounged up money to get me a bike, and it completely changed everything that I was into. So yeah. So it was like that's what, and like I had some buddies that were doing it, and they let me borrow a bike for a couple of weeks or whatever, and then my parents got me the gold one, all right, and so then the rest was history, man. I'm still an idiot, but you know what I mean?
Did you have friends that got you into doing some kind of daredevil things, or say, hey, Jesse, jump off this ramp right here and see what happens?
I've always been the guy that, like, ever since I was, and I didn't. Now I'm unstoppable, but I can't. Like, I didn't drink like at high school parties. You know what I mean? Like I did like towards maybe the very end. I drank at a few of them, but I was always the guy like, dude, if nobody does this, I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? And I've always been like, I've always had like an adrenaline, like a rush. You know what I mean? I've always had a rush, and it's like, if you're not gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. So you know what I mean? It's either you or me. And for the most part, they're gonna be like, it's not gonna be me. So you're gonna have to do it. So you know what I mean? So it's kind of that's kind of what drove me through a lot.
You know that one saying, kids go outside to play. I went outside to die.
Yeah.
I never heard that one before.
Well, that's what 80s and 70s babies do. You know what I mean?
Dang.
We just go outside and we did a whole bunch of stupid shit.
Yeah. And
go ahead.
And it was like, it's not the same anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the same.
Yeah.
And, everybody knows that, but it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, you'd go ride your bike, and then by the time you know it, there's like 7 or 8 other kids riding your bike.
Like called a gang.
Yeah.
It's called Su 13.
Su 12.
So, but yeah, there's been some wild nights, man. After
I don't know why, but you kind of give me like this. I've started a fire vibe somewhere.
Oh, he definitely has.
Yeah.
You have this pyro kind of vibe.
Yeah, dude. Let me tell you about redneck soccer. You ever heard of redneck soccer?
He rides on the hoods of cars and starts fires.
Yeah. So my brother has this. He lives on off by the base, but Woodruff, and a buddy of mine was like, dude, have you ever played redneck soccer? I'm like, no. Like, it sounds badass. Like, we've been drinking or whatever.
Yeah.
It was probably 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. He's like, do you have a bunch of T-shirts? He asked my brother, and my brother's like, yeah, I brought a bunch of T-shirts out. And he like starts tying them together into a ball. And he's like, hey, you got gasoline?
Okay.
I'm like, okay.
Oh, boy.
And
just
like
all,
you dip
like
it.
all good ideas.
I was just joking
3 or
about
4
the
in
whole.
the
No. So this is the deal.
Read the room.
And there's literally there's one bush and a tree, and it's like, but he has a big ass yard.
Right.
And so you light it on fire, you start kicking at each other.
Yeah.
Oh.
But then one night or one morning, I guess, he got stuck in the tree.
Oh,
we were like, that's when
it was a bonfire.
Yeah. I didn't even know it. I just put my hands in my pocket. You know what I mean? Like,
He went to go get goodness out of it. Hey, we eat the barbecue
Right,
now.
just start doing kumbaya.
But I was stuck in the tree, man, and it's my brother's house, but I'm like, this isn't my house. I'm not.
Right.
I ain't too worried about it.
I don't even
It's
go
beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and I want to say it was during the fall, so there's not even. What are you gonna burn? What are you gonna burn the leaves?
Yeah.
There's no leaves. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome. You didn't like that tree anyways.
I know, right?
I did you a solid.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's the fire in that one.
What transitioned you out of biking and competitive biking? Did that ever go away?
Now, every once in a while, I'll go pedal around, man, but it's just like I can't break my leg. You know what I mean? I got to work. You know what I mean? Like,
You said I can't do it. Nowadays, I just can't do it.
Yeah.
You only got 2.
Yeah, I mean,
Funny thing.
So yeah.
It's not something that you should be doing.
Yeah.
Dude,
But
me and Daniel, we talk about it all the time because he plays basketball.
Yeah.
And then, so I like to tag along with him every now and then.
Yeah.
Well, used to. Anyways, I'm like, dude, I can't get hurt. Like I cannot afford to. Like I won't even play like 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm gonna kind of one of those guys. If I'm not gonna play 100%, I'm not gonna play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I ain't about to get hurt, and then after that, you know,
The
The recovery is long.
yeah,
you know?
No, I know,
shit,
right?
Dude, I hate it.
Damn.
I hate life.
Yeah.
Yeah, the soreness.
But anyways, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No,
you.
they're good. Where do you play? Do y'all play indoor? Like
out, a little bit of both, but mainly outside at ASU. There's a slab.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
called Roscoe's Den.
Mhm.
Every Tuesdays and Thursdays we go out there and play
Oh,
some
really?
ball. Just shoot around. Just the old guys. Just when the young bucks come in, we try to show them a thing or two.
yeah.
But
Like, hey, I got
we're
it.
good.
You know what I mean? I got it.
Yeah, but that's what
right
we
on.
do.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's you got to stay active. At least to keep the blood flowing.
Yeah.
And, we're not getting younger. I mean, you are obviously,
Nah,
right? What else helped you transition other than not wanting to break a leg?
It was. Man, I kind of just like I said. I got busy bartending a lot. Man, I was like working at night, sleeping during the day.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I mean, there was no lights at the skate park, so you really can't.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a bad idea if you're out at night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You really are going to break that leg.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was that, man. But there was a lot of like I said, there was a lot of us that rode at the time, and we like I told you I didn't party till like towards the end of high school and this and that, like, and even sometimes I didn't. But one time, man, I'll tell you this. I don't know if you ever heard the story. Have you lived here like for a long time? So one time, they stole the Ronald McDonald from from Bryant Street.
Yeah.
And all it was one bolt.
The stand-up
And-
one.
How do you know?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
All it was.
Allegedly, it was
Yeah.
one boat.
And I'll tell you how I know.
So he
Statute of
steals,
limitations
So, yeah.
is expired.
he steals and lights fires, guys.
So they stole the Ronald McDonald, and it's when they just had like the gate like this, but it was a little taller, and you could just jump over or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was even on the news, man. So I'm like,
I'm famous.
fuck, dude, where the fuck is Ronald, man? Like, it's
Yeah, dum dum dum.
but we went out riding, man, and like a buddy of mine, we were going home, and he lived. I've always lived by the base.
Yeah.
So he and they did too. So he was driving us back home. He's like, man, I'm hungry. We stopped at the McDonald's drive-thru, and the story had aired a little while back, man.
Yeah.
And then here we go. We're turning that drive-thru, and there's Ronald McDonald like standing like this. Like somebody brought him back because it was on the news and shit like that. But I don't know if they had ordered another one or I mean, this was probably like 11:30 at night. Like, I mean, and he was just standing there next to the like this dude. Like,
He's like, I'm back. It's been a long day.
Right next to the dumpster in the back. So I'm like, well, I guess they're gonna throw him away. My buddy's parents always went to Vegas, man. They either go to Vegas or they do a lot of golf stuff too. They were out of town. That's all I know. And
The house was empty.
he's like, hey, let's get the Ronald McDonald, dude. Put him in the truck. So we put him in the truck, dude. So there he goes. We're riding down Bell Street like this.
Hanging out the window.
So he's laying down, man. And his parents were out of town, so like the next Monday or Tuesday. Anyway, so we invited some people over or whatever, and like we just partied with Ronald McDonald. He's just standing there.
He was having a good time.
He was just standing there.
High-fiving him.
Yeah, high-fiving everybody.
And
He never had once had a bad face on him.
No, never.
He was happy the whole time. He was like, these guys are badass.
It's
He
most
set
fun.
the whole vibe.
Yeah.
It's better than kids.
So we and my buddies, they lived by Penrose, like they all live by Penrose or whatever, and on the corner house, and we put Ronald McDonald in the front yard, man. And so the next morning, we cleaned up or whatever. Cops come knocking at the fucking door, dude. Boom, 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 boom. And they're like, hey, somebody reported that Ronald McDonald was here. I'm like, dude. And we had to put him in the garage because he was sitting in the front yard for a while.
He's
dude.
sleeping.
Yeah.
He's sleeping.
It's nap time.
Oh, you talking about Ronald?
Yeah.
Ronnie?
Ron?
Yeah.
My boy Ron?
My boy Ronnie?
Ronaldo.
He
But
got Sharpied on eyebrows.
yes. So they're like, well, we need to take him back, this and that. And I'm like, all right. Well, I'm just listening to the whole conversation.
Yeah.
And whatever. So the best part about it, man, is that he wouldn't fit in the patrol car, so they had to call the paddy wagon. They had to call the fucking paddy wagon, man. They put him, and so there goes Ronald in the paddy wagon like this, just waving,
still smiling.
He's going down like an OG.
Best week ever.
They closed the doors and they took Ronald McDonald, and we didn't get in trouble for it at all. We thought they were there because maybe a complaint or beer. We were all minors.
Yeah.
But no, they were there for Ronald McDonald, man.
He was asking for a ride, and we just obliged, and he hung out with us.
He had warrants.
They opened the paddy wagon doors. I'll never forget, and they put him in. And it was awesome. It wasn't awesome then because they were like, "Fuck you, we're gonna get in trouble."
Like, poor Sad Eyes. He's gone.
Holding it down.
But that was
free run.
We did a lot of dumb shit.
But they didn't even question y'all, like how y'all got them or anything?
No. Well, we told them we found them by the dumpster.
Oh, okay.
And so we're like, we didn't know if they were going to throw them away or what the deal is. And the cop was cool, man. He was just like, like, there's a bunch of kids. Like, you mean like it's like,
Yeah, it's understandable.
What can you think of? You're just like, we just need them back. That's all. No questions asked.
But and I think they ended up getting after that one. They had one that he had his like leg cross and you could sit on him and take a picture of it.
Oh,
but
super creepy.
So
So I have my kids all over him.
He went to prison and came
back.
Damn it, Ronnie.
Dang.
But So I mean.
That's crazy. That's a crazy story. You have anything like that?
Man, I definitely cannot.
How about you, Faye?
No, I don't steal.
Oh my God. I just steal hearts.
Yeah, I break them.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So, what got you into bartending?
Actually, check. Before I worked 2 jobs, man. I have a little girl. She's not so little anymore, but I had 2 jobs then, and I repossessed furniture for a little while. That was a little interesting.
I bet you was. Yeah.
And I worked for.
Aaron's?
No. For Lax.
Oh, now he looks familiar.
He took your couches back.
He said, buddies.
Yeah, dude. And so, there was only one person, like, they had one person per store that would go, like, run accounts and do stuff like that. And it's like, when I was training, I went to Odessa, and my boss then, like, he's like, yeah, just ride with me, this and that, and whatever. And then it's almost like being like a fucking detective, like trying to find these people. I bet. Then finally he found, like that day, he found this dude, and he's like, this fucker, man. And it's like, what sucks is that you could buy $2,000-$3,000 like mattresses, but once they come back to the store, they're not worth anything.
No,
like because somebody's already slept on them.
Why take it? But
so like if somebody's dodging them, he's going to take the mattresses anyway, even though we're going to throw them away.
Yeah. Or sell them at the flea market.
Oh, yeah. But if somebody's being cool, he's like, you know what? I'll take your bed. I know you got these expensive mattresses. Like, I'm not going to let you sleep on the floor. You know what I mean? You know? And so we found this guy. I didn't even know what was going on. I'm still trying to figure out.
I'm still training.
I'm
still training.
His name tag doesn't even have
a name on it yet. It says new.
And so we find this guy in his apartment in Odessa. And he's giving us the runaround or whatever. And then, like, you know, this is it, or we're going to call the cops, man. Yeah. And he's like, fuck, all right, go ahead and take the bed. He's like, but can I leave the mattresses? He's like, no, you've been a dick this whole time. Like, we're taking them. So, and he lived on the 2nd floor.
Dang.
So we got the bed out, and then just the mattress and the box screen. The box screen, we just over the railing onto the floor. You know what I mean? So the box screen broke. He's like, hey, I could have used that, man. Like, he's like, no, you couldn't have. No. And then he's like, hey, help me take the mattresses to the dumpster. And I'm like, okay. And we didn't even put them in the dumpster. He just slashed them with the box cutter, dude. Like, it's like, and he was like, the guy was pissed off. He's like, I could have used those, man. But I didn't know the whole story, but he was giving the runaround for a long time. Right. But yeah, that place is something else, man. Like, especially like when oil field was going crazy, man. Like, you see these accounts in San Angelo, and they're like $4-5 maybe, like the balance, and over there you see $15,000-$16,000. Like, you're just like, holy fuck! Like, you mean like
your whole house is
So, but that was crazy.
And it's not that great of material, right?
Yeah,
it's not.
And it's crazy because like a lot of the guys work, 15-20 20 days on.
Yeah.
And you literally can't find them, man. Like they're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So that whole situation was weird. But
how long did you work for that?
I think I worked there for 2 years.
Wow.
And then
that's a long time.
That's good.
And then they started closing down the stores. And Wichita Falls at some point didn't even have a store. I'd never even been to Wichita Falls ever. And so they're like, hey, we got you this GPS. We need you to go run these accounts. And I'm like,
in Wichita Falls.
Yeah. So
dang.
Yeah. So I'm like, what the hell's going on, man? Like
in summer.
Yeah. And it was crazy, man. But I was still riding my bike quite a bit, and it just so happens that I was almost right next door to a skate park, and so I met some cats there. I took my bike with me.
Yeah.
I met some cats there with me, and but getting to people's houses, it was like once you like see them and you're like, hey, I'm here to pick up your shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, they either get offended and they're like, I'm sorry, I gave you this story, and I'm like, man, it's weird, dude. It's really, really, really
people's
weird.
moods and emotions change.
Yeah, you have to be real forward. Like, get out of my way.
Yeah, and
like bust that in their home.
Yeah, and they have to let you in, or there's really nothing you can do. The first repossession I went on, it was I think it was like a 55-inch TV, and I went to this guy's or this address, and the grandma was super sweet. I felt bad, man. The grandma was super sweet. She's like, no, he lives in an apartment so and so, like the Bellagio or wherever they are.
Yeah.
There used to be something before.
Sweetbriar.
Yeah.
Sweetbriar, yeah.
And it was at the very end, dude. So there's like one staircase that goes to the middle, and like his was at the very end. So he's like, you know what? Just take the TV. He takes the fucking TV, and I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm here for. Like,
I'm not even the couch, that's a lot of work.
And I could barely wrap my arms around the TV, dude. I was literally walking like this.
You didn't ask him for help?
Yeah. You know what? He's gonna throw it over like those
badges.
So,
like, I was gonna take that home for.
Yeah. and then walking down the stairs was even worse because they have the carport.
Yeah.
And it kind of like overlaps the deal. So I'm walking like this throughout the thing, but it was weird. Like, I was nervous. Like, it was the first time me being on my own, and it was just like, man, do I really want to do this?
Did you ever feel threatened?
Huh?
Did you ever feel threatened by other people?
Yeah, nobody. I mean, there was a couple guys that would get mad, but it's just like, but for the most part, I mean, I know how my family was raised. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just like, I'd give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, you know what? Let's work something out.
Yeah.
I never saw you today.
Yeah.
And so that I got a little heart.
Yeah.
Right, Tori?
Yeah.
I got a little heart, Tori.
I guess. All of a sudden.
It beats every now and then.
Right.
Yeah. But then that overlapped into bartending. So then I worked both jobs.
Oh wow.
And then bartending just kind of made more money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more rougher people at the bar.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you came to my house earlier. You're over here spending the money.
But you didn't pay for that TV, right?
Yeah.
Right. Dang it. So where was your first place that you bartended?
At Dead Horse.
Oh yeah. So you just started there and then.
Yeah. They brought me in. I worked in this. They brought me in 2009, I think.
Oh wow.
2008 maybe. But they. I worked the door for a little bit, just checking IDs.
Oh, you too.
Oh,
That's how you started.
You can read?
Yeah.
No, that's how he started too. Is just checking IDs, doorman.
And
Who, me?
No, him.
Oh, yeah. That's why we're bros.
Y'all started at the same time.
Well, I applied to be doorman and I wasn't qualified.
We don't know why still.
Yeah. So.
I've just had a lot of work right here, man. Like it's I let a guy in, man, and they strictly told me if it's not military ID, if not, a state ID, don't take it. And I had a guy, man, he wasn't having it, man. I guess he had just got out of, they give you like a Joe card.
Offender
Yeah.
He said offender?
Dude, Jerry has this in his wallet still.
Yeah.
I think you have to carry it or something, right?
And so,
it's because it's your only form of ID when you get out of prison.
Wow.
And no matter what, I mean, you're not a sexual offender,
Yeah,
but,
I'm just,
but
I was under that impression.
Yeah, that's what I thought the first time when I saw it too. Like, oh, you got to register?
It's like a flag.
Yeah.
You got to tell your neighbors too.
Yeah.
So
bring him cookies.
Yeah.
Do you got kids?
Golly.
Yeah. So this guy, man, like, and he was is when they started building the wind turbines, like towards Abilene. It's this big fucking dude, man, and he's all tatted up. I mean, he's a biker dude. He's got a
I
badass
need to see your ID.
Yeah, no, he has a badass bike. His name was Tim, and like I think he might have had 2 drinks, but his tab was like $400, $500, something like that. He just bought shots for everybody, and he's like, "I'll buy you a shot, but it's gonna have to be Patron." And like after like a while, when everybody started getting like hammered, and this was just when Dead Horse was just like the live venue, like it was just that side,
right?
Because the other side was still
like the band.
The other side was still, because it was originally the Salvation Army.
Yeah. I remember.
So, and so this guy
every Christmas.
all the time.
That guy was just like randomly like come behind, and like, I mean, he's a big dude, and he would like put your hand, like his hand on your forehead, like with that, like within seconds. And so like your first reaction is to like open your mouth, and he just pour the shot down your. And so he was just doing it like throughout the bar, so that's why his tab was so much.
Dang.
And yeah, dude. And then he hung out for the weekend, and then one night I didn't let a guy in because of that ID.
Right.
And this guy had, I guess, just got out of fucking jail, and the biker dude stood up for me. He's like, "Hey, get the fuck out of here!" This, you know, like this and that, this and that. And I was like, "Okay." I mean, I didn't say anything. I just told him he couldn't come in. Maybe a week or 2 later, and I was at Fat Boss, and I had a friend of mine that was working, and I went to go see her after I got off work, and then all I heard was like, I was standing, like I was watching ESPN, man, I remember, and he's like, hey, you work at Dead Horse? I turn around, boom, clocks me right in the fucking jaw, dude. He broke my jaw. I had to go to the fucking, I had to go to the hospital. I mean, I tried to, but you could tell that something was fucking wrong. You know what I mean? Like, and they're like, "Hey, your jaw's broken, man." Like, I'm like, yeah. And I didn't know the guy. I wasn't gonna be a bitch and like try to point somebody out. You know what I mean? So this shit was,
I was crying too, so I could see.
Yeah. So that shit was. But he was with some buddies, and they like literally chased me down the street because I had some buddies there, but they all went back down to Dead Horse or whatever, and they chased. This is probably the fastest I've ever been in my life. Wow. And they didn't catch it. There was probably like 5 or 6 of them. And then when I got to Dead Horse, like 10 or 12 of them came out, and then they jumped in the fucking car and fucking burned out, dude. But it's not fun having a broken jaw.
I know. Did you have to do like a lot of soup and?
Yeah. They wired. They wired my mouth. They wired my mouth shut, man. They wired my mouth was. And that was a fucking whole ordeal.
Dang.
Like, fuck, I already have no fucking teeth. I don't have real teeth now. I have a fucking jaw. What's going on here? But,
almost had a broken leg.
Yeah. Almost. So, that was a lot going on at the time, man. But, now. It was the Wild West back then, man. There was only a few places open. Nobody
that sure was right there. Yeah. You said you also work another place bartending here in San Angelo now. So how did that transition go?
It was for a while, a lot of only restaurants were open with COVID. Like it's like I said, I was working at Dead Horse since 2008, 2009, I think, and then started bartending. Then I was managing for a while, and then everything kind of hit. And then that's when they did like only restaurants, only food places open. And that was kind of like it fucked everybody up, man. And I went to Shenanigans, and after that. I went to Penny for a while. That's where I met.
That's how you met the boys?
That's how I met Chicken Dick over here.
Tori La Tortuga.
So
I didn't know that was your name.
Yeah.
That's what his bitch ass calls me.
Chicken Dick.
Yeah.
And the best is you can come up as BMX.
Yeah. That's his name. Like, I called him earlier. I was like, "Hey, pendejo, you want a shot?" He's like, "Why I gotta be all that?" I'm like, "Cause you're a fucking pendejo."
So we did that. We did that for a while, and then like after a while I went south, man. I was like fucking living there. I couldn't and it like they're going, and they still are now. It sucks because of the construction on College Hills, but they're like a whole like transition. They didn't want to be what it used to be, and there was the owner.
You talking about Shenanigans or the Penny?
Yeah. So I left Penny because I got this opportunity. They're like, we want you to come run the Penny or whatever, and they're like, when we first, because I think she started like a week before I did, and she was only working like Monday and Tuesdays during the day, and they're like, we want to do different stuff with this. They sat me down. They kind of told me what they wanted to do. I was like, man, but I could see it. And like they had like a really old like sound booth that it literally got used as a. And this was like yeah. It was like
as a drink holder.
Yeah. You could like one of them was for like the mic, and then the rest of it like behind the sound booth. There's like a power strip, and it was just like if anybody needed to plug in it, like it was. So it was like it was
charge your phone.
Yeah. So it was kind of weird, but they're like eventually we want to like go digital, get and it's not. I mean it's money, it's expensive.
Yeah.
So. Then we ended up doing that, and like I saw all these changes. I'm like, hell yeah! Like
it was getting good.
Yeah, and then it's like, I felt like I was living there. I felt like I was. It's like day and night. I'm like, what's gonna happen tomorrow? It's just because like I have to wake up in the morning, even though the day's off. I have to go order beer. I got to go do this. I got to do that. And they're like, what are you doing here? It's your day off. I'm like, I got to order beer. We're not gonna have beer the rest of the week. Like, But it was just. They gave me a good opportunity, man. They're good guys, man, and it was just it was just a lot. It was a lot, man, and if I had her there more days, it would have been a little bit easier.
You mean she worked more?
Yeah. No, she was here for the most part, but it was just like I can like dilute, the responsibilities and stuff like that. But I kind of try to carry as much as I could on my back, and I think that's what just got. And then at one point, I just like
burned out.
Yeah, it's like, and it was a cool opportunity when it came up. It was cool for a while, and then it just kind of like, and then and after a while, like I just kind of like took some time to myself, man, and then they needed help back at Shenanigans or whatever, and so they took me back in because I left, and I let them know, I let them know, and like this and that, and like everybody was really cool about it, and like. But man, like it's cool working over there now because it's just like everything's so
organized.
Everything's there's a way to do everything.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
So that's always been good, and I've been taken care of very well.
No, I've enjoyed Shenanigans a couple of times. I went there, actually watched a UFC fight, but it was really packed, and we couldn't find a place to sit, so we just went somewhere else. But it looked like the vibe was on point, right? It was really happening in there. And then I went to go watch a Cowboy game with my brother-in-law, and we sat there. Food was great. Everything was awesome. The screen was there, clear, and everything was great. And so it's a really good environment. Yeah. And plus, I think they've set up, or I think it's also families can go there up to a certain time, right?
Well, as long as we're open, man, for the most part, because we close at 11 almost every day except for Friday and Saturday.
Oh, okay.
And then, like, after 11, you got the little mocosos running around.
It's like, Eric shows up.
It's time to go home. But
it's all like a quinceañera.
They're asleep on the chair. No. But it's a good vibe, man. Like the way everything's kind of been done. But yeah, dude, like it's like fucking any Cowboy game. Like it's
packed.
Yeah, man.
But the other thing too is I saw other people from other teams, that.
Absolutely.
The Eagles fans are right here on this section, the Steelers over there, and by the restrooms.
Yeah, we got a big Steelers turnout, man. Whenever they play, and but yeah, it's cool, and it's cool like to meet a lot of like the military that are in town. Yeah, they'll come in, man, and you see somebody out of nowhere, you're like. I remember the last time I saw like a Vikings jersey. I remember the last time I saw a Florida jersey. I mean, it's just like, and it's just like a Dolphins jersey. I'm like, but and then they just come back every week. They're like, and they're off on the weekend for the most part, or whatever. Right. Like this is the only place that really shows it, man. So it's like it's awesome. So, but it's a little busy there, man. Sometimes you want to pull your hair out, you know what I mean? But that's all right.
I bet
it's all right.
When the money kicks in, it's all good, right?
Yeah.
When you count it.
Yeah. Like when I was working down the street. Yeah. Like I've met some cool fucking people, man. Like, there's been a lot of bands that I met or whatever. Like, and I had to deal with them. There was this weird band at where were they from? I want to say
Iceland.
I want to say Iceland, but the only reason I want to say Iceland because I went to this whole
shout out.
Yeah. No.
They have followers in Iceland.
They were
Reykjavik.
I could have sworn these guys were like into each other, man. Sweden. They were from Sweden. I could have sworn these guys were like into each other, man. And I'm like, okay, the way they spoke and everything. And then like once they got on stage, man, they're looking for the ladies, and I'm like, you know, like tie white pants, and I'm like, these guys, I'm like, and they're just there to party. What they did is they worked. I can't remember what the lead singer told me, but they worked day in and day out, man, just to go on a tour in America to party in as many cities as they possibly could.
Oh, that's
crazy.
cool.
Yeah, and I'm like, yo, these dudes like, and they were cool as hell, man.
The
They were cool.
STDs on those guys.
Yeah, and then a big one was this guy Gilby Clark. He was he filled in. He was on. There's a double DVD like a Guns N' Roses. They went on a 200-day tour, world tour.
Wow.
And then whenever they filmed it, they were in Japan, and his name is Gilby Clark, and he was like, and then after he left Guns N' Roses, he did his own thing.
Cool.
And so he went on tour, and like he had his own music, but obviously he'd play like the fucking GNR bangers, you know what I mean, like and this and that, and what. And then there was another guy. His name is Tracy Guns, and he's the Guns
L.A.
from.
Guns.
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, he's the Guns from Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
You know, it's Axl Rose and Tracy Guns. That's who started.
Because the L.A. Guns were a band before, and then they met Axl Rose, and then I guess they split up the Guns, and they just kept the Guns N' Roses.
You know something, all right?
A little bit of something, yeah. I Wikipedia that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and then like
Wikipedia. Ask Jeeves.
Yeah.
Dang, that's a long time ago. He said a web crawler.
But yeah, man, and like Faster Pussycat was really cool, man. I'd never seen somebody smoke so many cigarettes when you're not supposed to smoke cigarettes inside.
When you're not supposed to, yeah.
And it's like and he's a singer, man. And so like they're out there like they're probably paid like for an hour or so.
Right.
Every cigarette, like when it was coming to the end, he'd fucking get another one and just light it with
the cigarette.
Yeah.
That's the definition of a chain smoker.
Yeah. And then the owner at the time, he's like, I don't get like, and he was big into like, you know, 70s, 80s, you know, music, whatever. So he's like, I don't give a fuck what this guy does. Like, he can smoke as many cigarettes as he wants in
he's
here.
All lighting it for him.
So, but that was cool, man. It's like I've met people from a lot of fucking places, man, and it's like it's awesome. It's awesome.
And that's through bartending and pretty much everything that you've done in your life, right?
Yeah, and then like and then like, you know, I'm in charge. I was in charge of like paying the band at the point, like, you know, if the owner wasn't there, and you know, so, and you get to talk to them, and like they have some wild stories, man. They got some wild stories. Like, you think about being on the road for that, like you're in a different city drinking every night.
Yeah, that's a friend of mine. We used to DJ all the time, and we would do like little tours around South Texas, whatever. But we would always say, you know, one day we're going to be the roadies for the Cumbia Kings. Yeah. And you can just imagine the life we will live, you know, city to city, night by night, just roadies, setting up the lights, you know, everything. So for us, that was going to be the life for us, being on the road and the stories and everything like that. But never came true. Yeah, we got married.
Y'all got married?
Oh yeah, we did. We both got married. Yeah, we both got married.
Let me piece it together.
We're now divorced.
Okay.
Give me the one.
Carry the two.
We're making three.
Here we are.
Yeah, we made the Cumbia Queers after that.
Oh my God.
There's actually a band that's called the Cumbia Queers.
Not the Kids Bop.
No, it's not a Kids Bop version of it. No, but man, that's awesome that, you know, the Dead Horse is really a place that a lot of people know San Angelo, here in San Angelo, about more of a heavy metal kind of rock, right? Is that the environment? Is that the genre that they use?
It was whenever it was just just the live side where the stage was. It was that for the most part, man. And some people didn't even want to go in there. And then
that was me.
Yeah, and then the owners bought the Salvation Army, fixed it all up, man. And it was cool to see like it kind of blossom. And then you got a totally different crowd. It's like people wanted to go in there, and you'd have a guy with a mohawk, and then you have somebody else, and then like
with a business suit,
and then the businessman, like, you know what I mean, like people that worked in the area, and they're like, you know what, this place is, you know, it's something else, it's different.
I heard that y'all had like a pentagram on the floor, or, you know, with blood.
Chucky doll.
Goat's blood. So you had to bring your own guts. No, was that wrong? Or
that's totally wrong.
Oh, okay.
That's the Manila cook-off.
Wrong time of year.
But
Speaking
of
which,
the NAACP when they called you.
the what?
Remember you talking about the.
Oh
band?
yeah. So there was this band, and I followed them for a long time, man. I think since 2011. Anyway, they were called Black Pussy, and it was a bunch of white dudes, and they dressed.
Wow.
Yeah, they dressed, 70s.
Yeah.
Bell bottoms, everything. Like they wore, like you go to Goodwill to find the good shit. They found the good shit. You know what I mean? Like it's the fucking silk shirts, the fucking bell bottoms, the boots. Like these guys, but they were fucking very, very, very talented, man. They were very, very talented. Anyway, so yeah, they played the bar 3-4 times, and then we started advertising through the Fire, 101.9, and some other stuff, man. And like we got a phone call, and it was the NAACP, man. And they're like, y'all can't go through with the like they were like, y'all can't, and it was just like, I think there's one in every like city. I don't know. I'm not sure. But what?
Maybe it was because they were white.
Yeah.
That could be the reason, right there.
But check it out, man. Like I followed them for a long time, man, and there was a lot of people that like wanted to take pictures because like a lot, like whenever they bring their gear in, they're like in boxes, and like a lot of like whenever you're like at a big show or something, like a lot of people will like take a like a thing and like spray paint their name on it. You know what I mean? And so, like, a lot of these, like, women would take pictures. They're like, this is not offensive to us, and we're African American. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's like, and they're like, this is not offensive to us. I don't know why everybody's taking it to it. But there's, like, places like Baltimore. They didn't let them even get their stuff in the door. They canceled. They canceled the whole show or whatever.
Dang.
Like, it's like, and it was like a big controversy. And, like, they used a lot of, like, stuff like, they use a symbol for like the black cats, when you buy, like the fireworks.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, and if you listen to their music, man, they had nothing to do with that. It was just like what they
name.
it's just what they came up
Guns
on.
and Roses.
Yeah.
They don't have guns or roses.
Yeah. So it was just. But that was a big thing. And then after a while, I guess it got way too hard. And like I said, it was. I think I started following them in 2011. And then they finally played the bar in like 2016, something like that. And we didn't have an issue until the last time, I think.
Did they play? I'm sorry. Did they go ahead and play? Did they?
No, the
ignore?
The owner was just like, you know what, man, this is not the best idea. We know you're on tour. And I think he ended up like even paying them, like,
giving them something.
Wow.
Like,
so because
that's
it was
crazy.
like, and it was bad, and then like nobody gives a shit, and then it got really bad, and like they're like, you know what, we're just gonna change the fucking name.
Wow.
Yeah.
What kind of music did they play?
It's just like, man, it's like 70s, because they have like I guess he makes it sound like an organ, but it's like they have a piano player, and it's like a lot of it's like hippie stuff. You know what I mean? Like you'd be listening to or whatever.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like, and they did a lot of stuff like. That would like
it makes so much sense now. The name, the people.
And so,
I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Carry the two.
But they were the nicest fucking guys, man. They were the nicest fucking guys, and like they even invited people to come watch. Like anybody that had a problem with it, they would invite people to come watch our show. Like we don't have, here's our lyrics. Like we don't like.
There's nothing. It's just the name.
Yeah. So
it was just the name, but it's just. It was just a color of something, So it was a trigger, and that was then, right? That was a while back, like 2011. You said, or
that's when I started following them, right around there, and then the owner he's like, hey man, I got this band playing, and as soon as he said the name, I'm like, no fucking way. I'm like, I've been following
love him.
Yeah, like. I fucking started crying,
Are you my dad?
Yeah. And, threw my underwear on stage whenever they were there, like the whole 9 yards.
Whose chonies are these?
I'll show you mine.
But man, I've met a lot of cool people, man. It's been cool.
Dude, that's fucking awesome. So when did you happen to move? Whenever you happen to move back to Shenanigans, did it feel like being at home again? Just
it was like I said, there was no hard feelings. Kind of like back to square one, and it's just like it's hard because like when I was at Penny, like they have all the taps on the wall, so you just go back there and change the tap of an empty keg.
Right.
But over here, you have to get in the walk-in. Then the kegs are stacked up, so you're carrying this fucking keg, you're putting it on a fucking dolly, you have to bring it around the corner, you got to put it in the motherfucker. You know what I mean? It's like but by the time you're done, said and done, man, like the guy probably didn't even want a beer anymore. But it's there's a little bit of a difference, man. But it's like I like more like the statue, the way it's. You know, the way it's ran, it's ran very well.
But not only that, but now you got your friends that go visit you now from Still Penny, from Still Penny, but from the Penny, and then now you got like another crew coming.
Yeah, and I see people here and there, and it's been good. It's been good.
You're known in the streets.
Yeah,
just
you're big time known in the streets. So
big time.
how did I know that the song that we played for you to come in, but when did you adopt that?
Check it out. Somebody asked me the other day.
WrestleMania 12, right?
Yeah, no, 13.
You always, dude, when we're at Penny, we'll just be chilling and we hear the music. Come on, this fool plays it before he walks in the door, so we know he's walking in.
That's awesome.
That is pretty cool.
We all need something like that.
And every once in a while, I would see
walk.
Yeah, I'll see a flash.
Yeah.
And like I was like, and they're standing there like this. He's about to walk in. And there was sometimes that I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Because I live real close to it.
Right.
Or sometimes I wouldn't even show up. I just play it. And they're like, where are you at? So these idiots are like, where the fuck is he? Like,
he's coming through the back door. Yeah. He's got a key.
Yeah, but yeah, it's there's a Mets pitcher.
Yeah, that Mets pitcher.
There's a Mets pitcher, and he's a closer, man, and he comes out to that Turkey. And he comes out to that music. They gave him a couple of choices, and he picked that. I think he's from the Dominican, but he's one of the highest paid closers in baseball.
Yeah.
And
DeGrom?
No, it's Edwin Diaz.
Yeah,
Edwin Diaz.
Yeah, they play that.
And so and it's become this thing, man. To where like he's in the bullpen, and then like they start blaring it, and like they even sell little plastic trumpets at the Mets games, and I'm like, dude, but it's like incredible. It's crazy.
It's like Wild Thing.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what.
But he goes in there. He goes in there and handles business. You know what I mean? Like for the most part.
Yeah.
But he's the highest paid closer. I think plays get 20.
Dang.
Something like that.
Yeah. That's
but
awesome.
it's either that song or he plays a Pink Panther theme song.
Hey.
And the story behind that is
Pink Panther.
Yeah.
I don't know. One time, man, I don't know who I was following around. And they were moving slow, and I just boom, and I had my hands up like this, like that. And then and I think I ended up doing it to Tori one time, and then she's like, "Man, I found this fucking onesie, like this and that." She just wants me to be like her, but I'm not.
You wore it, though.
She's like, yeah. She's like, I found, and then a buddy of mine threw a pajama party at City Limits, and it just came in time. So I was fucking Pink Panther. Pink Panther was partying that night.
Oh, snap.
Breakfast beers and Pink Panther onesie.
Yeah.
So,
I get drunk and buy dumb stuff, and I was like, bro, look what I just bought you.
Hey, Tori, what's the best part of Jesse here?
Let him know, don't lie.
When he leaves.
Oh my God.
No, honestly, we just have so much fun together.
So what draws you to have this friendship? What's the best part of this friendship?
He reacts off of impulse.
Yeah,
he's a real impulsive, fun person.
Yeah. Now I
love like good energy. Like when I hang out with people, and every time like he's not negative, he's just all about going with the flow. And
hell yeah,
he's trying to teach me how to whistle. Don't be my real dad.
Hey, be your real dad.
Honestly, like when I worked at Penny, like we both like started about the same time, and he would like really try to help me to be better. You know.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
So Faya tells me that you got like a good. They used to run from the bar to your apartment in like.
Oh, did you tell about the time I fell?
Yeah.
I saw a scar.
But you had like the fastest time to get to your house was.
Oh, dude.
Was like under a minute, right?
Yeah, I would get. Yeah, I would. I'd be like, And it just like the impulse thing kind of.
Dude, it was so funny because he was all like, "Dude, all right, I'm about to run home. All right, you gonna time me?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, don't say start yet." I'm like, "Okay, ready, set, go." And it was me and Braden. We were just standing there, and the doors open, and all I hear is, "Oh!"
Somebody threw a Mario Kart banana peel,
he
and I'm
barely,
like,
he barely even went off the curb.
dude, that was
And
terrible.
You said 1, 2. Oh.
And then he gets up and he's like, "Okay, now start the timer."
So, but yeah, that's why I go. That's why I still go there a lot, man. Like I said, I love the place, man. I always have, and I'll just I'll go home and I'll want to go have a beer. I have beer at home, but if I'll just walk
It's
around.
so much better to pay overpriced beer.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that.
What's your go-to beer there?
Yeah.
It was my go-to beer.
Yeah.
I drink a lot of Lone Star.
Lone Star?
Yeah,
okay.
and ever since Yingling, whenever it came here, there was a guy that used to bring me some from I think his daughter lived in West Virginia, and he would go and he'd bring back cases, and I'm like, fuck yeah, man. It was before they started selling it here.
Yeah.
But it's either Lone Star or Bud. I like Bud Heavy.
Yeah.
But it just really depends on the mood. But I'll go different places. Like whenever I go out, I'll drink a lot of Rumplemints or Wild Turkey.
Ugh.
Okay.
And,
But when he starts making that turkey noise, cut him off.
Right. Oh, wow, that was very unexpected.
That's impulse right there.
That's it. That's what you call impulse.
That's my dog.
But when
Reason 101 to like Jesse.
when I'm home, man, I'll drink a lot of Jack Daniels. Like a lot of Jack Daniels.
A lot.
My favorite are your snaps. That's what I dig the most.
So you like
Dude,
a snap person now? You Snapchat king kind of thing, or is that what you're doing?
I run into random fucking people that I don't even know, and they're like, "I've seen you on Snapchat before." And I'm like,
Dang.
you were at the party, or you're like here, you were like there, right? And it's just random fucking shit. And just recently, I got make the turkey noise, man. And I'm like, because dude, it's so fucking stupid. I don't know how I run into these. I mean, I know how I run into these situations, but it's I'm just there to live.
I get
the
it.
stupidest saying, we're not all here for a long time. You know, but I'm here for a fucking good time. You know
For
what I
a
mean?
good time, yeah. Wow.
And so, I mean, it's kind of I've always been like that with people, and that just goes all the way back around to where they're like, "Are you gonna do it or I'm gonna do it?" I'm like, "If you're not gonna do it, I'm gonna do it." So let's figure this out. You know what I mean? So that's always kind of been a big fucking deal for me, man. It's just live in the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What we started, like you said, BMX biking and doing all that.
Mm-hmm.
What has that taught you? How's that, whatever you learned then, transition to what you do now and talking to people?
I've seen a lot of stuff that I could never imagine being possible, with the guys that are riding now, and I'm like, I couldn't even fucking it. This was no way that could somebody do this fucking 12, 15 years ago, man. And it just kind of taught me to where I'm like, you know what, I guarantee they worked their fucking ass off for this, so you can do it. You know what I mean? You really can. So that was, that's always kind of been a big aspect. It's some of this shit's mind blowing, man, and it's just if you really, really, really put the effort in, you can fucking do that.
No, that sounds about right, because if you're doing all the tricks, how many thousands of times have you tried to do a trick? And then just like everything else in life, if it's not worth doing, and working hard for it, it's not worth doing, right?
Yeah.
So it's just I could see that. I could see how you can transition that into everyday life, because if hard work pays off, or if someone's doing really good, that got a pool person that's doing really good at pool, well, can you imagine how many thousands of hours they've played pool?
You see
how many teeth they've lost.
Yeah. I only lost 3, all right? I only lost 3.
So is it like a bridge where you can take it off?
No, it used to be. So,
okay.
Man, I can tell you.
Party trick.
I can tell you a million fucking stories, man. One time, there's this cat that I rode with, and the teacher had to split us up, man. And I sat in the front. She's like, "You're gonna sit in the back. You're sitting in the front. Don't talk to each other. Don't turn around." And I had before I got my permanent ones.
Yeah.
They made you a mold. And so I'm fucking with it, man. And I can feel my lip. I mean, my tongue. I can like move it. And I'm like, and weird. I believe it was like science, biology or something like that. And so I'm standing there, dude, and I'm
Sounds like a safe spot to do it.
like I'm doing this shit, and I'm like moving them with my it's bothering me now, and I'm real OCD, man. I'm like it's bothering me, so I'm like moving my teeth kind of back and forth. Like I don't know if it's my gum or my fucking and my new ones were about to come in. That sounds weird. I'm like a fucking grandpa, but like my new ones were about to come in, man, and I'm like, boom, like oh shit. Like they're on my tongue, dude. Like my teeth are on my like the bridge that they made me, like the temporary one was on my. And I'm like, and I pull them out, and there's fucking babas everywhere. And I'm like, fuck, dude. And I'm like, so I put them back in, and I fucking clamp my fucking mouth shut, and I'm like, all right, they stay for the most part. And so I'm like, and my buddy was there, and he was sitting in the back, so I fucking took him out. And like, so what they do, they sharpen your teeth, like they sharpen to the right and to the left, so the bridge could hold, like with the glue. And so, yeah. So like they literally look like pencils. They look like pencils. Yeah. So I took my teeth back out, and I'm waiting for like my buddy to look at me, and at this point, like I'm like, at this point, I sound like Mike Tyson because I got lift, you know what I mean? Like, because there's fucking nothing but air going to this motherfucker. So I'm like,
you're all whistling unintentionally.
And I'm like this. I'm waiting for him to turn around. Finally, he turns around, and I smile at him. Fucking loses it. We both had to leave the class. Like it was like she just didn't want to fucking deal with anything. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh shit, dude. It was like we got sent home, and it was just like it was a fucking deal. I was like, man, but yeah, I'll never forget it. Like I'll never forget it. Like I literally fucking moving back and forth, and I was like, oh fuck.
No, you just found this newfound
talent. Talents.
Yeah. Can't wait to go home and tell mom.
Right. Look, mom.
I can do.
What elementary school did you go to?
Reagan.
Reagan
Rocket.
Yeah.
I went to Reagan. I went to San Angelo, I think, for a year. But yeah, went to San Angelo first, and then I was a Reagan Rocket, and then after that is when I went to Edison.
We're Southside Riders over here, bro.
Yeah. I went to Reagan a couple years. Oh wow. My pre-K.
Yeah, you were cool before you said that.
First, I know, right? In first grade year, I think. Had Miss Holster.
Oh.
That was my teacher. That was a long time ago. Miss Peña too. So.
Yeah, I had Miss Peña too.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 42. Oh, 41 right now. Yeah.
38.
38. So she could have had her.
Yeah. Huh?
You just turned 40 this year.
Well, they're about to lock me out of the manor. So
right. 84. 83.
You got it backwards. I'm so sorry.
83.
That dyslexia kicked in.
Yeah.
What other disabilities do you have?
I'm just
He's like my wrist.
The list of the ones that you don't have is shorter.
I'm just waiting on the check. You know what I mean?
Hey, aren't we all? Aren't we all waiting on that check, man? So what do you think is next for you? After or within the next couple of years for you. Do you see yourself still bartending, or is there something a goal that you may have for yourself?
Yeah, for the most part, obviously everybody kind of wants to work for themselves. In my opinion, I think, and obviously expects and wants to be successful. You know what I mean? But it's like I said, I worked here for a long time. And I never dealt with food. So Shenanigans was a big eye-opener. And I was like, you got drinks in the front. If somebody orders food at the bar top, you're like, I got to go check on the food. It's like, this shit you forget about. And I'm like, and it's like, you finally start kind of getting in the groove of things. And it was, that was different. But it's kind of cool seeing the restaurant part of a business, you know what I mean? Especially that heavy of a business.
Man, so what's going on with you, man? We've been talking about your homie Jesse here, but how about you? What's you been up to?
Yeah,
the tortuga.
Just being the tortuga.
Yeah, you're just being all
just onesie everywhere.
Yeah. Dude, last time I came on here, we were talking about falling. I freaking fell the other day.
Oh,
hey, y'all go follow my TikTok because I got 1,000 views on that fall.
Oh, right
here?
Yeah, I fell hard out there. We had cornhole night on Wednesday, and I was walking. I remember it was at 9:57 because the kitchen closes at 10, and I was carrying some chicken strips, and I walked up the step, but my foot didn't follow, and I fell in front of everybody.
This was in front of everybody.
Yeah.
She was trying to be the cornhole board. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hit me with your bags.
Stupid.
She said, "Hit me with your bags. Hit me with your motherfucking bags."
Dude, she's just laying there. If you're a customer, she's just laying there.
No one
So,
got
what's
up
she waiting
to help
for?
her.
Nobody.
No one got
Nobody.
up to help her.
But they're like,
I
how
wouldn't
about the
have
chips?
Bro, my
Crispin.
boss, he put his beer down and then he went to go help
Yeah.
me. Because it was his birthday. They were here chilling.
But it was like the slowest fall in the world.
Yeah.
It like took her like 20 minutes to fall.
I could have like got up, rolled around, and then fell.
She could have gone. She could have gone and served the chicken strips.
real quick, and then come back and then
Yeah. I went in the kitchen. I was like, I'm hurt.
workman's comp. Workman's comp. Do they have workman's comp here?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I think so. I don't know.
I hope so.
I don't make a claim. I'm minding my business. I don't want to get fired.
God, that's against the law.
Yeah.
Barely have a job every day.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that you fell. And
Yeah.
how were the chicken strips? Were they okay?
Dude, it was the funniest story though, because it was in a basket like this, and they picked it up and they put it on the counter, and I went to the kitchen. I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. Can y'all please remake the order? They're like, what? Because the kitchen closed in 2 minutes, and I was like, they flew.
They flew.
They flew.
They still had wings.
Chicken was still alive?
Yeah,
they still had
they
wings.
flew. It's like, fuck off. Well, anyway, so they flew.
At least they weren't turkeys.
Yeah. Don't do it.
We're waiting, dog. We're waiting. We're waiting.
Well, then, so they let them on the counter, and there was like some of our regulars sitting there, and he was all like, so what's up with them chicken strips?
That's what I'm talking about.
And I was like,
You gotta blow them off.
Yeah,
That's it.
he was
Just
all
gotta blow them off.
He goes, I'll eat him if you put him make him look nice. I just got the gravy and threw the gravy away, and then he was like, all right, that'll do. And then he started,
All you hear is,
yeah, they were Mexican. They'd eaten worse.
Yeah.
They. Wow. They.
It was the homeboy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was the homie.
Yeah, they could do whatever they want.
Yeah. Eat him.
so you don't know would you tripped over or did you just
No,
kinda-
I'm just
She
up
just
and down.
tripped.
Yeah,
It was like
tripping on my
literally
foot.
the air. Like
Yeah.
you know, like the Wild E. Coyote and Roadrunner. This is the best way I could describe it. Was like, you know how like the Wild
Did
E.
she-
Coyote.
when
He
Did you
goes
go like
out
this?
off the cliff?
Yeah.
Off the cliff?
And then
Yeah.
she fell.
Bro, my homeboy was like, send me that video, and I sent it to him, and then he edited it with Chuck Norris sniping me.
Oh, awesome. So that's a TikTok video right now.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
interesting.
She's
We
a
need a leak.
legend.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully you'll get paid for it or do something,
I hope so.
pay some medical bills with with all that. With that.
That was like that fucking video was fucking funny, man. I was because you weren't gonna post it in the first place.
Nah, I didn't want no one to see it. I was so embarrassed, and I was like, you know what?
Yeah, well,
It is what
it's
it
kind of
is.
a thing for y'all to post it, right?
Yeah, we always post like when we have a thing where we scare people, you know what I'm saying? Or if somebody falls, we'll pull up that footage real quick.
Yeah, and they'll put it on. They'll Facebook blast them.
Yeah.
Dang, that sucks.
I got busted one time.
It's all for the judge. Oh yeah, we got you.
Anything for the gram.
Yeah. Well, there's that little water dispenser right there, and he was telling Jerry, he was like, water me. And he went like that to put his head underneath the thing, and Jerry did it and got water all over the side of his head. It's dumb, man. You had to be there.
You had to be there. You
Well,
have
I'm
to
just
be
waiting-
there.
waiting
Speaking
for
of
you-
Jerry.
Yeah, wait for the fun.
Speaking of Jerry.
Speaking of Jerry,
Uh-oh.
Shout out.
Jerry,
Where's he at?
he's right there.
he is.
All right.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jerry.
Show me your nipples. Yeah. No, I see your nipples. They're not going to see it on camera.
Right.
There's no.
Back
There's,
Alley?
yeah. there's-
Back Alley podcast?
Hell
Like in the
yeah.
house.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Can't wait to listen.
He's at the
Yeah.
back alley.
The
Yeah.
back alley. That one too. That one too.
That could be a good
What are you
one.
doing now?
Is that you back there?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Is that you knocking?
That's fast. That's fast. Dang it.
Oh my God.
Man, but we're already almost an hour and a half deep into this podcast.
Yeah.
We normally what we do is wrap things up, but we ask 10 questions. I'll do a couple questions, and then Eric's gonna do a couple questions. And do you want to include
Yeah,
fan?
we're gonna add Faye into this.
Yeah,
We're gonna
let's do a
she's
couple
gonna ask
questions.
him questions.
Yeah,
I don't want to go first.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go first. So, all right, my first question is, and that's like I always ask everyone else, How do you want to be remembered when it's all said and done?
Fun, like, you know what I mean? Like, as long as I, puts a smile on somebody's face, I feel like I did a good job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's
you
just
did.
like, you know what I mean? Like, successful, unsuccessful, whatever the case is. You know what I mean? As long as you had a good time with me, that's what I mean. Like I said, because you can't take any of that shit with you.
Of course,
yeah, I
man.
mean, you can't take anything with you.
It's those
for the
memories
most
that
part.
you'll leave behind,
Yeah.
and people will talk fondly of you. It's like, remember Jesse? He was a homie, just a really good guy. The obituary that they write is like, man, he's just a loving, fun-loving guy.
Yeah.
Never met a stranger.
Am I gonna die?
No,
Hey,
we
not
don't
on my
know.
watch.
We don't know.
You ain't riding on my hood no more.
Well, that's awesome, man. That's awesome that's a really good,
Yeah. It's
goal.
just I'm not too worried about a lot. I should be, but it's just to my deal. Like I said, it goes back to like, if you ain't gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. I'm living in the moment. You know what I mean? Like
That's
let's
awesome.
do this.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, question number 2.
All right, one of my favorite questions. When was the last time you fell? Besides that one.
Racing.
Yeah, besides racing across the street.
Man,
Oh, you didn't fall, did you?
probably. I mean,
You're gonna fall tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
He
It's been a long time, but yeah, being across the street was a little weird, man. And like, I honestly, I can't answer your question. I don't remember the last time I did fall. If I did, I was. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I was.
yeah.
Oh, it came back. It came back.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
it is.
So check it out. I was making fun of Marcus one time from Fat Boss, and a buddy of mine had just dropped me off. I can't remember if it was for my birthday or his birthday, but obviously either one. It was my birthday or his birthday, which was my birthday, and he dropped me off, and like it wasn't very far from my front door. And then I woke up the next morning and I had a fucking, I was like, what the fuck, man? I look in the mirror and I have a scab on my fucking forehead. And it was funny because Marcus had, man, I made fun of him for like, and I even like, whenever you cut some out on Snapchat, you like, I found a scab and I tagged Marcus in it and I put a fucking scab on his fucking head after like a month or so after he fell or whatever. And then I went out for some fucking reason. It was somebody's birthday. But anyway, I didn't get dropped off too far from my door, and then it was a good buddy of mine, and he burned out or whatever, he left. And somewhere in between when he left and my front door, I fucking fell, and I had a fucking scab on my fucking forehead, and I felt fucking bad.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember to tell you the story, but I just remember waking up with the fucking scab on my head.
Wow.
So yeah, that's the last time I fucking fell.
So
It was all Marcus who did it.
right.
Like, gotcha.
Bam.
And
He shut up, yeah.
Dang. Question number 3.
3. Go, Thea.
What's your favorite thing about bartending?
About bartending? Honestly, like everybody having a good time for the most part, but there are people that I've met, and I know you've met, that have just not had a good day or two or whatever, and that's where they can go and like vent, sit down, have a beer. It's almost like fucking therapy. It's almost like it's like without paying for therapy. Like they'll dish it out. They tell you some stuff that they don't even tell like their closest friends, and they're just sitting there, and it's just like almost like helping somebody out. You know what I mean? Like it's like they need something right there and then, and they obviously have to tell somebody. They have a heavy heart, and they'll you know what I mean? So there's been times that I've talked to somebody and like I feel like it really, really, really helped out. I mean, like I'm an idiot, but you can talk to me.
Isn't it cool though when people really go and look for you? Like
Getting followed, getting followed,
Get a follow, and it's like, man, maybe I ain't a complete piece of shit.
Yeah.
People like me.
Dang.
Not you, but like in general.
I wasn't gonna say.
You know what? You know better than me.
Wow.
Hey, same sis.
It's getting dark in here.
Right.
No, but it's a reassuring thing.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So yeah.
As he rolls his eyes.
Are we gonna fight in the alley?
That's the podcast.
Go back to the alley.
Right. All right, question number 4. Where's your favorite place out of anywhere in the world? What's your favorite place to hang out?
My favorite place
Either to visit
that I've ever been to is probably, man, I'd like to go back. San Diego is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, San Diego.
It's absolutely beautiful, man. And like I'm a big baseball fan, man, and it's like after, whole BMX shit, like I got into baseball a lot, and it's because my buddy played center field. He was in the White Sox organization, and then he played center field for the Colts.
Oh, cool.
So I don't know if you were. Now he's the GM at Sports Next Level.
Oh, Ronnie Gaines.
Yeah, Ronnie.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because when I used to bartend with him, like there would be a baseball game. He's watching it, and like I didn't know anything about baseball. And he's like, "Oh, check it out, man. It's a 2-2 count. There's a guy at second base. He's probably gonna run. He's gonna run. Sure." And he just he knows.
Studied the game.
Yeah. And so So I ended up going to Anaheim and watching. I booked everything around like when the Rangers play there, and then we went down to San Diego. And I was like, San Diego is absolutely gorgeous, man. I really, really want to go back.
Yeah, I've been to San Diego, to Coronado Island.
Yeah.
Other places, but I would love to go to that Petco Park.
Yeah, I stayed right outside of it, man. And it's like the hotel that I stayed at was a little bit bigger or taller than Cactus.
Yeah.
But it overlooked it, like on the night. It was like the hotel was straight up, but they had like one floor cut out, and they had a bar.
Oh, sweet!
So
you could watch the game.
It overlooked, So
that's crazy.
That place was cool, man. And but I would say San Diego.
San Diego,
for sure, man, for sure.
Question number 5.
What's my biggest pet peeve, man? I don't really have many pet peeves, man. Like it's just like I guess like I would say I'm pretty like OCD, and it's like whenever somebody doesn't like, if you like these aren't in order, you know?
Yeah.
It's like so it's just like
but
I mean it doesn't bother me too much, but like whenever they're not paying attention, I'll just kind of like
adjust it.
I mean, it's like you like see them on the side and do that, but then it goes back to what they're doing. And I'm like,
I'm gonna mess it up on purpose now.
But yeah, that's a big one, man.
Nice.
Question number 6.
What's your favorite thing about yourself?
About myself?
What? Why is this getting so deep today?
Yeah.
It's not. It could be something dumb.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Jeez, you're the
It's
one.
my hair.
You're the one who has problems.
Oh
You're right.
God.
You're right.
Hey, are you all right?
Okay.
Hey, are you all right over there? You all right over there?
I'm sorry, Jesse. I'm sorry.
No.
It's not all about you.
Now, my favorite thing is just like I like to have fun, man. Like I said, it all goes back to in the moment, like, and my parents know that. My parents don't drink at all, and I have 2 older brothers. I have an older sister, and then I have a sister that's a year younger than me.
Right.
And like nobody is allowed to bring alcohol to Thanksgiving because my parents they don't drink.
Right.
They don't. There's nobody allowed to bring alcohol
Right.
to my parents' house for Thanksgiving or Christmas, but. Yeah, they're like, and my brothers and sisters are like, why the fuck can he do what he wants? And they're like, and my mom even hit it like, she's like, just put it in a cup. I don't want to see what's in there.
All right.
And like, so,
it's tea.
yeah. And so, and they're like, why does he get to do what I want? But whenever we're there, like I'm the loud one. I'm doing this. I'm doing that, and like. And make it fun. You know what I mean?
Are you the cool Theo now?
Yeah, no, yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm the drunko.
Yeah.
The drunko.
Yeah, you gotta have one of those.
Yeah. My brother-in-law and stuff like that. Like after, maybe even 15, 20 minutes after I get to my mom's house, he's like, "Hey, did you bring the cooler?"
Yeah.
So they like. No plans whatsoever. They already know that I have a cooler in my truck.
Right.
I'm gonna spend the whole day at my mom's house. This is how we're doing it. You know?
Yeah.
And so it's like, but it's because like I'm in there, I'm fucking loud, and it's just like, make it fun until I'm not a big fan of Loteria, but when they start playing, I'm like, man, I'm out. Fuck that.
You're not that Mexican.
Oh,
No.
right.
Yeah, whenever. Yeah,
I'm a citizen.
Yeah.
If it's
His daughter said he's from Mexico.
Yeah. I'm calling Border Patrol right now. Yeah, better fucking run.
He's here.
Dang it. Is there a reason why they don't allow alcohol? They're more religious side?
They're religious, man. My parents have been co-pastors for, a while, and they were at one church, and now they're at another church. But it's just like, my mom's never liked it. She's seen a lot of stuff, man. And it's just like, it's kind of taking its toll on her. But at the same time, she knows I've been in the industry of doing this stuff, and it's like, but yeah, brothers and sisters are like, what the fuck? Like, why does he get to do, you know, like, you know, like, yeah. So, yeah. And
Can't go nowhere.
But yeah, that's why.
I did it? What?
Yeah.
Salmon.
Yeah. So, I have to yell, Mom, meatloaf.
Get that corn out of my face.
But yeah.
Cool. Question number 7. I see you wearing an Iron Maiden shirt.
Yeah.
And you worked at Dead Horse, and it's kind of almost the same kind of vibes like that, right?
Yeah.
What's is that your favorite band, or is there something else that you like to listen to?
I listen to a lot. Some people tell me that I was born in the like kind of wrong era.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of like
Felt that.
Yeah. And it's like I went to go see Iron Maiden. This is actually their tour shirt. I went to go see them last September, maybe. And then like a few months before that, I went to go see Judas Priest, which is one of my they and I was pretty like, you know what I mean, you like kind of can't, it was like the whole Judas Priest thing that happened, man. Like, remember I think Tori was working when I went to I was like yeah. And it was like I really wanted to go, man, but I didn't want to take time off, and it's just like it takes a lot for me to do something anyway. So I had looked at the weather in San Antonio is where I was going to go watch them, and I was like, man, it's, you know, I have to leave, get on the road within like next 2. I didn't even have tickets.
It was literally 12 o'clock.
You didn't even have tickets.
I was going to wing it and like whatever, and then it so happens to be that one of the a friend of mine, she wanted to she was doing an internship and she got out early.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, like, do you want to go? And I looked at the weather and like she was like, yeah. She's like, you know what, let's go. She's like, but we got to come back that night. By the time we got back, it was probably 3-4 o'clock in the morning, something like that. But it happened to be the same day that the video went viral where that kid's truck turns around because there was a bad storm. Remember, like
the tornado,
the red truck,
yeah.
So, and the storm was heading south, so that happened like the Dallas area.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I looked at the weather and it said possible tornadoes, San Antonio, this and that, and I was like, fuck, man, like, do I want to go? Do I want to drive my truck? Like, what's going on? And then it just so happens that she texts me and she's like, hey, I'm gonna get out early, this and that. I'm like, let's ride, like, let's go. And she was like, you know, and she likes to prepare, and I'm like, let's fucking wing it, man. And I really wanted to sit left side of the stage because I told Tori I was going to go see the Falcon, and for Judas Priest, like that's what they call him or whatever. Like, and I wanted to sit on the left side of the stage or whatever. So I got like it was right next to the AT&T Center where the Spurs play.
Yeah.
And I went, there. And so that's where I went to go see them, man. And it was just like, it was like, a lot of people like to be prepared. They're like, hey, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. I'm like, are we going to go or not? Like, let's do this. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we went, and it just so happened, like, I couldn't find any tickets on. I was trying to find tickets, like, after we left Junction.
Yeah.
And there was nothing available, man. And then whenever we got there, the lady at the AT&T, because you have to buy them at the AT&T Center and whatever, she's like, well, I have these two, whatever. And it was like half the price of what I was going to pay.
Wow.
Wow. And it was on the side that I wanted.
Yeah.
And so, you know, and it was like, I'm not going to say that I cried.
Right.
But it's just, but
But there was a ninja there cutting onions.
Yeah.
He got a little moist in the eyes.
But man, it's like I'm real spontaneous.
Is there a song that you, I don't know if you can relate to music like that, but is there something that kind of calls to you whenever you listen to maybe Judas Priest or you know, Iron Maiden or whoever else?
I mean, and there's a lot of stuff, man. Like a lot of people, like, it was hard for, like, and you know, you read the backstories, like on Judas Priest or whatever. It was like they it started in the 70s, and they weren't gay wasn't the cool thing to do. You know what I mean? And it was like the singer finally came out after a while, and he's like, you know what, take it or leave it, like, you know, I mean, this is what we are. And they just exploded. You know what I mean? They exploded, and it was like, it's dope. They played festivals like with shit ton of people or whatever. So I always thought like he was like a strong dude for being, you know, like he's like, this is where I'm at, take it or leave
being
it, man.
Who you are, saying
and
who you are.
And so that was cool, man. And he has a bunch of like songs, man. Like, but it's like Iron Maiden, like probably Aces High is one of like, and it's just like, and watch it, finally getting to watch them because something always happened. Like whenever I was going to watch either one of the bands, something always happened, and then it just so happened to like, and she had told, like I said, she was opening the bar that day. She's like, just go, like go, like this, like go, and then like everything just kind of happened. And it was fucking awesome. Dude.
Fell into place.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but I'm into a lot of fucking rock and roll, a lot of metal, man.
Either one of those bands were frowned upon to listen to when you were growing up? Like you couldn't listen to them?
Oh, well, Judas Priest got the big old devil cross.
Yeah.
The big old devil cross.
I have
this. I have this flag that a buddy of mine bought me, and it's I have it hung up on my wall, and it's just like right underneath it. It's a fucking like, and like they use the same cross whenever like they came out, and it was like there was lights on it, but it was huge, dude. And then like it would slowly raise down, or it slowly went down, and then like there was bright ass like spotlights on it, and it just flashed the whole Coliseum. And it was cool. It's like, but to me, it's like, to me it was like, and to me it was like, it's not even about that, man. It's like, I like the fucking music. I like the way this goes. And so. My mom wouldn't be too happy,
along the same lines, I saw Juanes there at the same place. It's kind of the same, right?
Yeah. So my brother was really, he was kind of well, I'm a fuck up now, but he was like the fuck up, like, because we lived in Del Rio for a little bit, and that's the first time I ever saw like the Metallica cassette, like the Injustice for All. And I was like, and listened to it for a little bit, and then like it went from there. But I think
Metallica's like the gateway drug of.
My brother thinks Metallica's the only fucking band, dude. Like we would go party at his house, and he had this burned Metallica CD, and we make fun of it, like me and a ton of friends. And because it'll skip, and he's like, "No, just let it keep going."
Right.
And then everyone start going after a while, and he's like, "It just skip," and then like, it was like, it was just like, so we just fucking made fun of it. Hey, bring out the skip Metallica fucking CD. He's like, "Fuck y'all, man." Like,
all right, question number 8.
Oh man, so you being a bartender, what's the worst drink that you don't like to make?
Probably an old fashioned.
An old fashioned?
Yeah.
An old fashioned?
Why?
Yeah.
Because people want to order in the middle.
Yeah. It's like it almost comes whenever you're busy, man. The busiest, and like
you want the experience.
Yeah. It takes a while. Time? Yeah. If you want to make a good one, it takes a little bit.
Oh wow.
And like they even go to like a form, like I don't know if you ever had one at Angry Cactus, but they smoke it. And then come like it's like. I don't have time for that's fucking 14 tickets, and you're like, I don't have time for this shit, man. Like, come on, like, and like.
So you want a beer?
Michelob it is.
Yeah,
that's an old fashioned.
I want an old fashioned.
Yeah. So and then like they get specific with like whiskeys and stuff like that, which I get. I understand. You know what I mean, but
just not the time for it.
No,
not the time.
Not today.
Yeah.
Question number 9.
Oh, it's my turn now.
Yeah.
I didn't even think, you guys. I was zoned out.
Yeah.
Lee, I'm sorry. Are you a legal citizen?
I'm definitely a legal citizen. Shannon Hospital, motherfucker.
Right.
Central Bobcat, bitch. You know what I mean?
Comma, did it hurt your feelings when your daughter said you're from Mexico?
She kind of,
Yeah.
I worked all last week with my baby mom, which, we get in a little scuffle here and there. But
keep it alive.
They randomly... they live in Midland, so it was a little bit harder, but she randomly called me a week before that, and she's like, hey, we need to get a passport for your daughter. And I'm like, okay. She's like, we're going to go to Iceland. And I'm like,
wow.
You're going to what? She's like, we're going to go to Iceland, so she needs a passport, and we're going to have to expedite. We have to get it here fast.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and she's like, so what are you doing? I'm like, I'm at work, and I had to work, I think, like 10, 12-hour shift. And she's like, okay, so can you get somebody to come in? And I'm like, no, I can't. Like, you just literally called me. We've been on the phone for 5 minutes, and you want me to get somebody to come in to work for me? Like, it's like, so it's just like, it's just one of those things. I'm like, no. So, but I mean, we went through a bunch of loopholes, and like, it was just a fucking, it was a disaster. And then finally, like, everything got turned in, this and that. So hopefully everything works out, and like, I wouldn't want her to miss out on an experience like that.
That's amazing experience.
Yeah.
Iceland.
Yeah.
Iceland.
Reykjavik.
Yeah.
Reykjavik.
There's where
Reykjavik.
70% of our listeners.
70%. Dang, that's like all of Iceland.
Well, that's 3.
Yeah.
The Eskimos. The Eskimos are out there. Oh my god.
They got a better signal than us.
That's 3 of our people. That's the only 3 listeners we got.
Right. There you go. Question number 10. The final question. How do you? Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
From now, man, it's kind of like I know people like set goals in life and want to do this, want to do that. I've thought about a bunch of different stuff, man. I wouldn't mind like trying to go back to school and like try to do something, but I don't know. It's just like I'd have to make a few changes because like whenever you live on your own, you know, you see like, for instance, if like somebody lives in a house, somebody lives in an apartment, this and that, like you get to split rent. You know what I mean? Like if there's a couple, you get to split rent, so it's not as expensive. You know what I mean? But and I've seen people pull people through school or whatever, and
that's right.
You know, it's awesome. But it's just like I'd have to make a few changes and figure it out. That way I can, you know, do something like that.
Yeah.
And for I think was it in 2000, like before I started bartending, I went up to ASU and stuff like that, and then I went to like Howard College or whatever, and like I really wanted to do like whenever like I broke my shit, like whenever I broke my fucking face, pretty much. I got, and I think this is what like changed me. Like it's like I got really, really well taken care of by the nurses when they were X-raying.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, man, it'd be cool to like be an X-ray tech.
X-ray tech,
like, So that's what I kind of like looked for, and it's just like, man, but at then and there, like if I would just got into fucking debt. If I would have, because I wasn't going to take it serious, man.
Right.
I wasn't going to take it serious.
That's true. Yeah.
So, but you know, now that you know I'm a little bit older, like it'd be kind of cool to, you know, go back. I know I'm be like fucking Billy Madison and that motherfucker. You know?
That's all right. No, it's only like it's a certificate right now. I think you can get your start. At Howard and start working your way through your internship.
Yeah, I heard Howard was like a
really good one.
That was one of the easiest ones to go through. So
X-ray tech. Yeah,
you need a sugar mama to pull you through while you go to school.
There you go.
Where the white women at?
Do you got any bonus questions?
Yeah, you know what? Is cornhole a sport?
Well, I don't know, man. Like I feel like once you see it on ESPN, I think it's a sport. I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
I mean, but you know, it's just like any other sport. It had to start somewhere.
Somewhere, right? Yeah, you're right.
And then you see like
it's
this,
just
like,
you're real mad about cornhole, bro. Let it go.
I cannot believe I can't believe it takes up most of the Wednesday nights here.
Is it because they don't invite you?
No.
Who hurt you?
Because you can't get in the hole.
I'm hurt. Yeah. I'm just hurt all the way around.
All right, real quick.
Yeah.
If you could meet one person in the world, who would it be?
One person in the world, who would it be?
You asked the right person for that.
Because there's so many people I would love to meet. I guess right now probably maybe Joe Rogan. I would Joe Rogan, up my alley right there. But yeah, how about you?
Dude, always a dream of mine. Like I would cry probably if I met this person. But
me, I'm right here, dude.
Second one, all right.
Your
Daddy's here.
Your dad.
No, David Robinson. I've always wanted to meet David. Robinson.
Yeah. David Robinson's a good one for us.
You know what I mean? I think he's got a lot of good knowledge. You know, a lot of different things.
Humble. Humble guy. How about you?
Will Ferrell.
Real Ferrell.
That's a good one. That's stout.
He's so funny.
Yeah, that is pretty stout.
Right
and then you?
If I could meet one person, it would probably be, man, Jerry Jones would be the, like, I mean, he knows everything about everything, in my opinion. You know, a lot of people think, like, you know what I mean? Other than that, it's Hasbulla. You know what I mean? I'd like to meet Hasbulla. You know,
you like that little guy?
Yeah.
That's my dude.
That dude's crazy. It's kind of weird that people treat him like a little kid.
Yeah.
But he's like 30-something years old.
He's got that Benjamin Button,
he's
too.
about to be 21.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I thought he was older.
I've kept up with this for a while.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. And he's like where he lives in Dagestan, like he's the only one that, like, the newest, like, Dodge truck. He's the only one that has one. Like, he's the only guy. Yeah,
really?
They imported it.
And he drives it?
Yeah. Well, he sits on somebody's lap and they drive. It'd be like, but it's just like, dude, like
You
the whole
haven't
thing.
seen the videos of him driving?
Dude,
He's
no.
literally sitting right here, and he's
Yeah,
just like,
yeah, and he's just
It's like a little kid.
there's fucking 15 cars at a red light, and fucking the guy who's fucking stepping on the pedal, he just keeps going, and they go around the side, and I'm like, dude, this, and no seatbelt on, this kid's gonna fly out the window, you know.
living the life.
I say kid, I say kid,
Right, this kid. Yeah.
yeah. I don't like fucking
I'm just kind of questioning you. You know a lot about this guy. It's kind of crazy, but we all have our rabbit holes to go into.
Yeah, check it out. This, you know how like you get messages like for somebody if like your Snapchat gets hacked or whatever, and this girl that used to play on a co-ed softball team I had, she kept sending me. She's like, "Hey, when do you work next?" And she didn't even live. I think she was living in North Carolina or something like that. And I'm like, fuck, does it matter? Like, so she was like, when do you work next? Again, like this, like a few days later, and she's like, when do you work next? And then finally, like, I got a snap from the owner of Shenanigans. He's like, hey, you got a package here, man. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I wouldn't order anything to
Shenanigans,
work.
right?
Like, yeah. And then the reason she was asking me, and like I felt bad because I like blew her off.
Right.
And I fucking open it. It's a shirt with fucking Hezbollah on it, dude. So it's like, because she's like, she would see me like fucking like reshare shit like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was like, hey, I'm so sorry. Like, I've been busy. Like, it's like, but I appreciate
I hope you hear this, homegirl.
Yeah. So, hey, cut that part out. But anyway, no, but she was a really good friend of mine. She's super cool. But
That's awesome.
Yeah, good one.
Well, we appreciate you joining us this evening here at the fabulous Whiskey River Saloon. Getting shout outs that you want to, mention people you want to thank?
Well, not Tori, first of all. But,
not the Tortuga.
Tortuga.
But, man, it's just like I've always, like, it's been a cool, like, journey, like, bartending. Like, I kind of didn't want to pick it up. But, everybody's taking care of me, man. Like, Dead Horse, fucking Shenanigans, Penny, like, they've all, like, everybody, and then Shenanigans, just, like, again, you know what I mean? Like, it's been a good experience. Awesome. So yeah. So
shout out.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see what happens in the future, man.
Yeah, hell yeah,
definitely.
Maybe get y'all a sponsor here and there.
There you go. Yeah.
We need all the sponsorships.
Y'all go get that catfish plate at Shenanigans.
Hell yeah.
The catfish plate.
I've been wanting catfish. I'm gonna go get it.
Tori, we appreciate you.
Thank you for
joining us again.
Yeah.
Got any shout outs for yourself? I mean,
no. Y'all know where I'm at. Y'all know where I be. Whiskey River. Hold it down. Come play cornhole. No. Eric, man.
You want to see a red face?
Why it makes me mad. I don't know.
You don't like people being happy. It's so weird.
Oh, she's leaking.
I'm like,
should I give him one?
Hey, y'all want to hear Jerry, PJ.
Oh, my God.
Jesse is really well known for this famous poem.
Okay. Let's do that.
They had an open mic night at Penny one night, and he went up there.
This was way before I worked there.
Yeah.
So check it out, my friends. They, you know where the Selena mural is by HEB? They own that store, or they own the store like
that
it's
Denada?
the Denada.
Oh yeah, Denada. Yeah.
So before they started it, they did it at. They kind of did stuff at home, and they had a vlog, and so they invited me over, and they're like, hey man, like, you got 20 minutes to write a poem. And I was like, about what? So they're about whatever. They're like, and then we're going to put on our vlog or whatever.
Right.
And I'm fucking sitting there with the fucking pen and paper. And I'm like, and I don't know why it came. I was like, man, it's going to be called Ooh, She Leaking. She Leaking.
Call a plumber.
All right.
And then, so yeah, they gave me a little bit of time. They're like, all right, you ready? And it took me a minute to recite because I couldn't stop laughing like at the fucking deal.
So now you got it down pat.
Yeah.
There's no lie. There's no laughing.
I put it on Facebook one time, tag Hallmark. This is me. Yeah, you
Just
never,
in case.
you never
know.
You know.
I should.
Yeah, they don't know.
I should have tagged fucking Love Shack.
Yeah.
So here it goes.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Ooh, she leaking. The bed be squeaking. Ooh, she leaking. On all fours, we be freaking. Almost like her pussy gleeking. It's that G-spot she be seeking, and the crazy language she be speaking. As she's peeking, Ooh, she leaking. What do you think? That's pretty good.
Wow.
Hey,
Bro,
that's
but
fire right
Ever
there.
Wow.
since he told me that, every time something's leaking, I'm like, ooh, she leaking. Like,
So it just became this joke after that.
Well, yeah. Well, that ruined that for me. I'm gonna have to. Oh, she's leaking.
There's water coming out. There's water coming out. Oh, there's water coming out.
She leaking.
Don't say leaking.
It's the new voice.
But yeah, man. I was a little nervous. But this was fun, man. I like what y'all do.
Yeah, thank you very
I
much. I
appreciate
mean,
you, yeah.
you're more than welcome to come back on the show
Yeah,
again and
anytime.
promote
We're
whatever you
Tori's
need
not
to.
here?
Yeah.
Tortuga.
Hey, we're leaning her, adding her onto the
damn
panel
it.
Yeah,
here.
so
man.
you're not
I'm out.
invited.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start
Super
my own.
weird. You thought you were coming back.
It's gonna be the Alley podcast.
That's
Yeah,
you,
they-
for real? The Alley Project?
Yeah,
The Alley Project.
Alley.
Nah, but I appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
This was
thank
fun.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
for
you.
joining us, Jesse.
Yeah.
Easy, you got anything? Last final words for
Hey,
anybody?
only give shout outs to your Whiskey River, what we do,
Yeah,
what I
definitely.
mean. So they always took good care of us, and Faya, thank you, and you coming on tonight. It's awesome. So I know it's kind of like last minute ish, but we made it happen,
It
right?
was fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And shout out to Chino wherever he went. I think
know.
he took off for a little bit
Yeah.
and then come back.
He
But
might
that's
come
all right.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
yeah.
get McDouble.
Yeah.
He went to go- McDonald's is open all the time. So
Yeah.
Well, thank you to everyone that continues to listen to our show. We appreciate you very much. Thank you for making us a part of your week, part of your experiences,
Right.
your life, right? You like that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Good
Well, that wraps things up for us. My name is Daniel.
Now I'm easy.
We'll see y'all next week.
Later. Peace.
Peace.